All right, Professor Breckeisen here, and in this tutorial, we're going to look at how to add a little bit of grain to kind of blend everything together, make sure it looks real, and give it that last final touch. So here we are in our project. Once again, we're going to create an adjustment layer. So right click, or again, we can go up to Layer, New Adjustment Layer. Either way, it's the same, or you can even use the shortcuts. These ones are always a little bit more complicated, so I just like to use the menus. And on this one here, we can add our grain. So we're going to go to Effect. We're going to go down to Noise and Grain. And we're going to use the, let me slip there. We're going to use the Add Grain feature. Now, there's a couple of ways and some really interesting thoughts on how to do this. You can do something very customized by going in and changing the intensity, the size, the softness of your grain. There's a lot of theory about how grain works and what channels it actually works on. So when you bring in all of these, you can actually go through and choose your grain depending on all of these different settings here. And some of them, oh, here it is, channel size and channel intensity. This is where you can go in and customize based off of the grain structures that you want for a particular look. The blue channels typically are a little bit more noisy in grain, so doing everything universally, all the channels being exactly the same, some grain purists don't like that, so that's why you have so many options here. If you don't want to worry about all of the options, I recommend that you go up here to the presets. There's a ton of presets, and these presets are meant to mimic real life stock, film stock that is out there. I had a brain fart there for a second. So if you really like the look of Eastman film from like the 70s, or Kodak, or any of these ones that are here, you could probably even upload some that you can install in here. You can just select those. I'm going to just look at it from the default, and I'm going to turn off some of these other things here so we're not so complicated. The tweaking I'll keep on, but I'll turn off the channels here. And what you're going to see right away is your grain is not applied to your entire image, but it is applied to this center box right here. The center box is your preview. Grain can be a little bit intense for your computer, so having a preview like this helps it to still be able to run. So if I press play right now, you'll be able to see that only inside the middle there, we have that grain. I need to go up here to my viewing mode from preview and turn it to final output, and then it'll put the grain on the entire image. But notice that it runs a little choppy. You can see down here that it'll cache. As soon as it gets all green, it'll start to run a little bit better. I didn't stop it, it stopped itself. That's how kind of crunchy it is. Now it's running a little bit better because it's cached all that information. This grain here is really large for what we're going for, so that's why I wanted to start here. So we can change the size and intensity, maybe bring the size down to like 0.2, or the intensity down to 0.2, and maybe bring the size down to 0.6, and then let's go ahead and play that, and we'll start to see that our grain is now on top, and it's not as aggressive as it was before. I might go to 0.4 just to bring it up just a little bit more. That's kind of being too felt, so maybe 0.3. I'm not sure if this is coming out clearly over the video. I hope it is. And change this to 2.5. And now what I have is I have enough grain in here that it's starting to feel like it has that nighttime high ISO kind of vibe to it. I can now take this and blend with the original if I wanted to. So maybe if I wanted to kind of decrease how much is in there, I can. I'm not going to for right now. And what this is really helping us sell is in the sky here, there was some noise in the image that wasn't moving. And so now that we have this grain on here, it's going to kind of try to hide what that looked like. And it's going to give it that kind of an overall feel that's going to give it that high ISO kind of vibe. So go ahead and feel free to tweak and move around with your grain. Again, when you put that on there, it's going to make it a little more intense on your computer. So when you render, it might take a little bit more time, but that gives you a good idea on how to really finalize and really make this image exactly what you want it to be when you're all done. So hopefully those bonuses worked for you. You don't have to use them, but feel free. I just want to make sure I'm giving you everything that I have to make sure that you're successful and you can start making the work that you want to make and make it the right way and make it awesome. All right. Good luck with everything, and I look forward to seeing your projects.